Did you know that Mary made 15 specific promises to anyone who prays the Rosary? And most Catholics have no idea these even exist. Look, the Rosary is probably one of the most powerful prayers in the Catholic faith. But here's what's crazy. Mary didn't just ask us to pray it. She actually made promises to those who do. Real, specific promises that were given to Saint Dominic and later to Blessed Alain de la Roche. And today, we're going through all 15 of them. And by the end, you'll understand why the Rosary is way more than just repeating prayers. Here's the thing. A lot of Catholics know they should pray the Rosary. Maybe you've heard your grandmother talk about it, or you've seen those prayer beads hanging in someone's car. But most people don't actually pray it. Why? Because they think it's boring, repetitive, or they just don't see the point. They don't know what they're missing out on. These 15 promises are not just nice ideas. They're guarantees from the Mother of God herself. And once you know what they are, your whole perspective on the Rosary changes. Let me break down each of these promises for you. And trust me, some of these are going to blow your mind. The first promise is that whoever prays the Rosary will receive special protection. Now, what does that mean? We're not talking about some magic shield that makes you invincible. We're talking about Mary watching over you. In a world that's getting crazier by the day, having the Mother of God as your protector is huge. She intercedes for you. She prays for you. She watches over your spiritual life and even your physical safety. Think about all the dangers we face every single day, both seen and unseen. Having that kind of protection isn't something to take lightly. Mary promises that those who pray the Rosary devoutly will receive special graces and virtues. Graces are those supernatural gifts from God that help us live better lives. They strengthen us when we're weak. They give us wisdom when we're confused. And virtues? Those are the good habits that make us better people. Things like patience, kindness, humility, courage, all the stuff we struggle with. The Rosary helps you grow in these things. It's not instant, but it works. Over time, you become a different person, a better person. The third promise is protection and victory over all your enemies. Now, enemies doesn't just mean people who don't like you. We're talking about spiritual enemies, temptation, sin, the devil himself. Mary promises that the Rosary gives you strength to resist these things. Every time you pray those beads, you're basically putting on spiritual armor. You're declaring that you're not going to give in to whatever is trying to drag you down. And Mary fights alongside you. She's called the one who crushes the serpent's head for a reason. Mary promises to make the practice of virtue easy for those who pray the Rosary. This is important because, let's be honest, being good is hard, really hard. Especially in today's world where everything is pushing you in the opposite direction. But with the Rosary, things that used to be impossible become possible. That anger you couldn't control, it starts to calm down. That addiction you couldn't break, you find strength you didn't know you had. The Rosary doesn't just make you want to be better. It actually makes it easier to become better. This is a big one. Mary promises that whoever prays the Rosary will not perish. That means you won't go to hell. Now, this doesn't mean you can pray the Rosary once and then go live however you want. What it means is that if you're faithfully praying the Rosary, you're staying close to God. You're staying in a state of grace. And that's what saves you. The Rosary keeps you on the right path. It keeps you connected to Jesus through his mother. And as long as you're on that path, you're safe. Mary promises that those who pray the Rosary will never be led astray. Life is full of choices. Some are small, some are massive, and it's so easy to take a wrong turn. To make a decision that seems right but ends up destroying your life. The Rosary gives you clarity. It helps you see what's true and what's fake. It keeps you from getting lost in all the noise and confusion of this world. When you pray the Rosary regularly, you develop this spiritual GPS that guides you toward what's good and away from what's bad. The seventh promise is that virtue will increase and good works will flourish. This builds on what we talked about earlier. Not only does the Rosary make virtue easier, it actually makes you grow in virtue. And when you grow in virtue, you naturally start doing more good things. You become more generous, more patient, more loving, more willing to help others. It's like a spiritual growth spurt. The more you pray the Rosary, the more you become the person God created you to be. Mary promises that those who pray the Rosary will obtain a high degree of glory in heaven. Now, heaven is heaven. It's all good. But Scripture tells us that there are different levels of glory. Some people will be closer to God than others, not because God plays favorites, but because of how they live their lives on earth. The Rosary helps you live a life that's worthy of that higher glory. It prepares you for heaven. It makes you more like Christ. And the more you become like Christ, the closer you'll be to Him for all eternity. This promise is about purgatory. Mary says that those who pray the Rosary will be delivered from purgatory quickly. Purgatory is that place where souls go to be purified before entering heaven. It's not pleasant, but the Rosary shortens that time. It cleanses you even while you're still alive. And when you do die, if you need purgatory, you won't be there long. This is also a promise that extends to the souls you pray for. When you pray the Rosary for someone who has died, you're helping them get out of purgatory faster. The 10th promise is that the faithful children of the Rosary will merit a high degree of glory in heaven. Wait, didn't we already cover this? Kinda, but this one's different. This is specifically about being a faithful child of the Rosary. Someone who doesn't just pray it occasionally, but who makes it a real part of their life. Someone who commits to it. These people get special treatment. Mary personally intercedes for them. She brings their prayers directly to Jesus, and that's powerful. Mary promises that whatever you ask through the Rosary will be granted. Now, before you get too excited, this doesn't mean the Rosary is a magic lamp where you get 3 wishes. What it means is that when you pray the Rosary with faith, trusting in God's will, your prayers will be answered. Maybe not always in the way you expect, but they will be answered. God knows what you need better than you do. And when you pray the Rosary, you're aligning your will with His will. You're saying that you trust Him, and He responds to that trust. This is probably one of the most powerful promises. Mary says that those who spread devotion to the Rosary will be aided by her at the hour of their death. The hour of death is crucial. It's your last chance to say yes to God or no to God, and the devil knows this. He comes at you hard in those final moments, trying to make you despair, trying to make you give up. But if you've been faithful to the Rosary, Mary will be there. She fight for you, she protect you. She makes sure you make it home. Mary promises that all who pray the Rosary will have their needs provided for. This includes both spiritual and material needs. Now, this doesn't mean you'll become a millionaire. What it means is that God will take care of you. You won't lack what you truly need. Sometimes what you think you need isn't what you actually need, but God knows. And through the Rosary, He provides. Maybe it's a job when you need one. Maybe it's healing when you're sick. Maybe it's peace when you're anxious. Whatever you truly need, He gives it to you. The 14th promise is that those who pray the Rosary will be true children of Mary. This is about relationship. Mary isn't just some distant figure in heaven. She's your mother. And when you pray the Rosary, you're spending time with her. You're getting to know her. You're becoming closer to her. And she treats you like her child. She cares for you. She protects you. She teaches you. She brings you to Jesus, because that's what good mothers do. They bring their children to what's best for them. The final promise is that devotion to the Rosary is a great sign of predestination. Predestination is a complex theological concept, but basically it means that God has chosen you for salvation. Now, does this mean that if you pray the Rosary, you're automatically saved? But it's a very good sign. It shows that you're responding to God's grace. It shows that you're seeking Him. It shows that you want to be with Him. And God honors that. He sees your devotion and He blesses it. Here's what gets me about these promises. They're not abstract. They're not vague. They're specific. Mary is literally promising you protection, grace, virtue, answered prayers, a place in heaven, and her presence at your death. All for praying the Rosary. That's it. You don't have to be a saint. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to pick up those beads and pray. And here's the thing that most people miss. These promises aren't separate from the Rosary. They're the natural result of it. When you meditate on the life of Christ through the mysteries, you're transformed. When you repeat those prayers over and over, they sink deep into your soul. When you spend that time with Mary, she changes you. The promises happen because of what the Rosary does to you spiritually. Think about it this way. If you spent 15 to 20 minutes every day with your best friend, wouldn't that relationship grow? Wouldn't you become closer? Wouldn't you start to think like them, talk like them, share their values? That's what happens with the Rosary. You're spending time with Jesus and Mary, and over time you start to become more like them, more patient, more loving, more holy. The promises are just the fruit of that relationship. So let's recap. Mary made 15 promises to those who pray the Rosary, special protection, special graces and virtues. Victory over your enemies, an easier path to virtue. Protection from damnation, safety from being led astray. Increase in virtue and good works, a high degree of glory in heaven. Quick release from purgatory, special intercession, answered prayers. Assistance at the hour of death, all your needs provided for. Becoming a true child of Mary and a great sign that you're chosen for salvation. That's not a small thing, that's everything. That's literally everything you could ever want or need in your spiritual life, and all it costs is some time and some beads. Now, I'm not saying the Rosary is easy, it's not. Sometimes it feels boring. Sometimes your mind wanders. Sometimes you just don't feel like doing it, but that's where faith comes in. You do it anyway. You push through. And on the other side of that struggle is transformation, real, lasting change. The kind that makes you look back a year later and realize you're not the same person you used to be. The Rosary is a weapon. It's a shield. It's a ladder to heaven. It's a conversation with the Mother of God. It's meditation on the most important events in human history. It's all of these things and more. And Mary is standing there holding out these 15 promises, saying that if you'll just pray it, she makes sure you're taken care of. She makes sure you make it home. So what are you waiting for? Pick up those beads. Start praying, even if it's just one decade, even if it's just once a week at first. Start somewhere, because these promises are real. They're not fairy tales, they're not myths. They're gifts from the Mother of God, and they're yours if you want them. Hit subscribe if this helped you understand the Rosary better.